Hey everyone, welcome back for some more training. In this video, what I'm going to cover is how brands that host their websites on Shopify structure their sales pages. In my last training, we covered in pretty in-depth detail how direct response businesses construct their funnels. And we covered each element from the pre-sale page all the way to the checkout and thank you page. What I wanted to cover in this video was something that I left out in my last training. And that's really how brands that don't rely as heavily on direct response, how they function. And I think this is something really important to focus on because there are two methods. There are two different ways to approach this. And when you're trying to convert cold traffic, you can use direct response tactics. I think that's the easiest way. That's the low-hanging fruit for anyone getting started. And that's because direct response leads to conversions almost immediately. You allow someone to enter your funnel and you get a conversion at the end. So you spend $1, you get $2 of sales out at the end. With brands, it's more of a long-term focus. And that's not to say that you're not going to get a sale immediately. You will. There are a lot of impulse buyers. There are a lot of people who are interested in your product. But what I've noticed is that when you're focused on branding, brand identity, it's really focused on a very product-centric strategy. Okay, you're putting the product in front of everyone almost immediately. Whereas with direct response tactics, you're sort of easing everyone into what you're selling. Yeah, to convert cold traffic, if you just wave a product in everyone's face, it's, a lot of people are going to be turned off by that. They're going to see that you're selling something and they're going to move away. And that's sort of why the pre-sale pages, the, fake news articles, they tend to do well because cold traffic doesn't realize that you're selling a product. And what you do is you trigger some pain points, you hit some emotional chords, and you're able to prime the viewer to get into a buying mode, and that's when you pitch them on the product. That works very well, and I think, if you're getting started, like I said, learning direct response strategies is probably the way to go. However, that's not the only way, and you'll see when people are drop shipping or running brands, they take a very product-focused approach. And for that reason, what I want to cover here was how the sales page is constructed. And what you'll see is there's often no landing page. The ad is going directly to the home page, a collection page, or a sales page. And so what I wanted to do was kind of focus on how these sales pages are constructed, because what we did in the prior training was focus on the direct response method. And, we looked at Blissy, we looked at the oral probiotics. I want to just focus on what a good Shopify product page should look like. Okay. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So generally the product page follows this format right here that I've laid out for everyone. You can call it product page, sales page, doesn't matter. But the structure here is usually, it's very simple, right? It's a product page. You're going to have the product title. You're going to have some photos of the product, followed by the add to cart button. And then underneath, you'll have in the description, benefits, features. These sections can be long or short, depending on how complex the product is. And it's followed by social proof, reviews, testimonials, and it ends with FAQs. Sometimes they're included, sometimes they're not. I generally find that including an FAQ section is pretty important and beneficial to the customer. So the layout's very simple. What I do want to mention here is that when you use a standard Shopify theme, you'll be able to obviously have the title, photo, add to cart button, and then just a block of text for your description. And I've said this before, but the standard Shopify product page it requires a little customization. I don't think the way it stands in many cases is enough for conversions. And what I'm going to do here is review a few very successful Shopify brands that customize a product page to enhance conversions. So with that being said, we're going to take a look at those. And what I want you to keep in mind is that to customize a Shopify product page, it doesn't take much. You could probably do it yourself if you have some technical skills, but it's very easy to hire somebody off of Upwork or Fiverr. I've mostly hired people from Upwork to customize your product page. So please don't feel like that this is a difficult task, and don't let that prevent you from customizing a product page. It's very simple to customize one, and I recommend that once you've seen this video, you should go ahead and try tweaking your own product pages if you have a business, or when you're launching one, come back to this video and take a look at the elements that are required for a product page. So let's jump in to my browser and we'll take a look at a few examples. Okay guys, we will be reviewing 5 different Shopify product pages here, and the goal is to review the common themes, things that each brand does differently, and just give you an overall sense of what works when it comes to a product page layout. So the first brand we're going to start off with is a company called Chirp, and you can see their hero product, this wheel, right, for back pain, stretching out your back, is quite popular. And just as an aside, it's an interesting marketing strategy here, because this wheel is just a simple yoga wheel, and people who do yoga have used this wheel for many, many years. Okay, so this product is nothing new. All they did was rebrand this yoga wheel as something to solve back pain. Okay, and what I'll say is that it's an interesting page. It's very customized, right? We have the product title, we have different photos here, nothing too crazy. It shows you how to use the product, different angles, right? Lifestyle photos. Okay, you can use it for your neck. You've got a little diagram here of the spine. It's pretty simple, but as you start scrolling down, you'll see the differences show up. You have different options here on the right side. Okay, you have a 3-wheel pack. Again, that whole bundle to increase average order value is very important. Different sizes, 12 inches, 10 inches, 6 inches deep tissue, and then the ultimate back pain bundle. Bundling is obviously very critical, and this product page clearly lays out the different options here. That's kind of what I like about this page. You can, increase your quantity. It's down here. I think on mobile, it would probably show up better. At the top, you see the reviews. You have over 8,000 reviews, 4.5-star rating. Nothing really jumps out in terms of its uniqueness yet. So let's keep scrolling down. You'll see they have Afterpay. Just another aside here. If you're looking to increase your conversion rate, I highly recommend using one of these payment options, whether it's Afterpay, Klarna, QuadPay. It's very easy to install on your website. Highly recommend doing that. You'll see a boost in conversion rate, because there are a lot of people who may not be able to afford your product straight off the bat and may prefer an installment plan. So keep that in mind, something you want to incorporate for sure. As we're scrolling down, you'll see this is where your product page starts to become a little different from the standard product page. You have a video, a section called Overview. This little video here is probably one of those fun little DTC brand videos. I'm not going to play it. You can take a look if you'd like, but you can see right here, product details. You've got the benefits, release low back tension, roll out headaches and neck pain. It's very, very straightforward, but you've got this separate section that you can easily customize and create if you would like. Product description goes into some good copy here, social proof, money back guarantee, how many should I order? It goes straight into frequently asked questions here, okay? And then finally, you end up with reviews. So you can see that this is a very standard page. It's customized to some degree. It's got the sections. It's not like all one jumbled mess, right? Because if I pull up a regular Shopify page, you're going to see the description on the right-hand side of the page, and it's just going to be blocks and blocks and blocks. So this page does a good job of separating it out into different sections. You've got the video, and the details, it's all aligned very nicely. You've got margins on the sides, ample space. I think this page does a pretty good job of laying out the benefits, the features. You've got the FAQ and the reviews. So nothing too crazy here, but it's slightly customized. Okay, let's move on to the next page. I want to show you a few other things that brands can do. So moving on to Baboon to the Moon, another successful DTC brand, and you can see they've got this whole color scheme going. It's very in line with their branding, their brand identity. I personally find the colors to be a little jarring, but this is what really separates them from the rest, right? It's this bright, vivid imagery, these bright colors, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, it can make for a difficult mobile and desktop experience, a difficult shopping experience for the customer, but this is what they're all about. This eye-popping color, okay? Their bags have these bright colors, and you can see what's really interesting about this is, again, you start off with the product title. You've got the number of reviews right here, 5-star rating. You have the different options here. A lot going on here, but that's okay because you have a lot of different variants. I think that instead of having a drop-down menu, if you lay out the colors like this, it's very easy to see what the options are. So yes, you can include a drop-down menu, but they decide to go with this kind of selection off the bat right here, and there's nothing wrong with that. You've got the add to cart button right here, and underneath you can see, instead of having a long paragraph after paragraph description, they've got this drop-down menu, right? I should say expandable menu. It can collapse, it can expand, and I really like this. And you'll see a lot of brands use this kind of menu, right? They can expand because it saves space, it keeps everything very clean, but you can expand it and read more about it. And it's a lot easier to navigate. It just gives a very clean look. So I think if you're creating or customizing a product page, you might want to consider this option, okay? Because it really lends a very clean look to everything. And it lays everything out very cleanly. You've got the core features, the size and specs. If you want to know what the shipping and return policy is, it's right there. And then for reviews, I'm not a big fan of this. You see, when you click reviews, it opens up right here. It's pretty busy. And then your reviews, see more reviews, you have to scroll all the way down. I'm not a big fan of it, but it works for them. I would not recommend choosing this kind of option. I would just put the reviews at the bottom of the page, and that's kind of based on my sense of buyer psychology, that if somebody has scrolled all the way to the bottom, they're very interested in buying. And if they're that interested in buying, you might as well show them some reviews to kind of help them seal the deal and make the purchase. So having the reviews here, it's fine. But what I would do is kind of have a link up here, or just have this link take you down below to the bottom of the page for the reviews. But it works for them. I'm not a big fan of it. But again, it's not going to make or break your product page. Now, scrolling down, this is where things get a little interesting. Product pages should be designed with the product itself in mind, okay? The chirp wheel was pretty basic. They had a video, okay? And reason they had a video was because it's a lot easier to demonstrate the product and its benefits and its uses with something like that, because it's a very physical in nature product, okay? You're rolling on it, you're easing back pain, you're showing them exactly how to use the product. In this case, you could obviously use a video here, no problem, but to lay out all the features, because this bag is not that simple. There are a lot of features involved, and to have a product call out map like this is very important. So again, very customized. You have a separate section for product callouts. You have to think about the product that you're selling. What is the customer going to want to see? Is a product demonstration video the right choice? For a simple product that's physical in nature, there's a lot of movement involved, you might want a video. In this case, you could have a video, but how are you going to call everything out in a video, right? Because this lays it out, right? This lays out exactly what you're looking for in a product. Now, scrolling down, this is always good. Size comparison. The customer may be confused about what size to order. You can see you've got the height of the model as well. And scrolling down, you have a nice comparison. You see this on Amazon a lot, comparisons between different models, different sizes, the key features, specifications. The thing about selling online is that the person can't inspect the product on their own. So you have to be able to answer all the questions as if the shopper was in the store examining your product. And so far, Baboon to the Moon does a great job of that, because you've got instead of having the shopper open up the bag and taking a look at all the pockets and features, this lays it out. This is almost as good as you standing in the store looking at the product, holding it in your hands. And then size comparison, right? This is the best you're going to get without actually putting the bag on and holding it in your hands. So this product page really answers a lot of the questions that the customer is going to have. Now, scrolling down, you can also add, and I haven't mentioned this before, if you want to increase that average order value, recommend other products. So cross-sell, show bundles, best way to increase average order value. So again, this is something that's very important. Now, there's no FAQ, but I think these two sections right here, the comparison and the product callout map, pretty much lay everything out. What more could the person ask for? What more will the shopper need? Not too much. Okay, and the reviews are right here. Like I said, I would have put them at the bottom, but that may not be that big of an issue. So, the description here is not so simple. It's not just a bunch of blocks and blocks of paragraphs. This page is literally designed to answer any objections, any questions the customer may have. And that's really what makes this page so interesting and worth reviewing. Now, let's go on to the next one. This one, we're moving on to skincare. And you can see the first thing that I see here is the imagery, right? Skincare is interesting because if I were taking a direct response approach to skincare, it would literally be about, hitting pain points. But when you're selling like a brand, you're selling more of a feeling. And look at the imagery, right? You've got the texture. You've got this really nice product image right here. You've got the eye, the cream under the eyes, really showcasing the texture. You've got the light, the glow, right? The glow up right here. It's really heavily focused on imagery, right? Again, going back here, you've got the drop-down menu, or the expandable menu, I should say. Again, if you want to include ingredients, instructions on how to use it, FAQs, anything like that, it's very important to use a menu like this. It really saves space and gives it a much cleaner look. Scrolling down, you've got a video. Looks like more of a lifestyle video. It's not a demonstration. It's really showcasing the product, the texture. I mean, like I said, when you're not in the store, holding the product, using the product, you need to be able to convey that feeling of the product without, having the customer actually be there to take a look at the product, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that this video is as good as it gets in terms of conveying that feeling. You can just feel the cream on your face. You can feel the effect. You've got the sun, you've got the beach, you've got the flawless skin, the ingredients. I mean, I can just feel the way that cream is gonna, make contact with the skin. So again, the product page really should be designed with the product in mind. Completely different from Chirp and Baboon to the Moon. It's very focused on imagery, video. It's really about conveying that feeling, okay? So scrolling down, here we go. Cross-selling other products, increase that average order value. And then finally, reviews. It's very minimal in terms of text until you get to reviews, but, not too much text compared to the other pages we've seen so far. But it's not about text. This company, this brand is not about text. It's about imagery. It's about conveying a feeling. It's about, a youthful glow. And that's the impression you immediately get from this brand by looking at the product page. Now, let's move on to another page, another skincare product. what I really like about this one, you'll see if you have a chance, go take a look at the ads this company is running in the Facebook ads library. What you will see is a lot of UGC, and they have nailed down the UGC formula for scaling up a brand with Facebook ads. So I will be getting to ads in my next training, most likely. But for now, I just want to mention that because this company is absolutely crushing it. And fun fact, this company was started by a former dropshipper. Okay, so again, if you're drop shipping right now and you have kind of learned the ropes of e-commerce, the next step for you, the most logical step for you is to build a long-term brand. And there are interviews with the founder of this company. He talks about his experience with drop shipping. It's actually a great interview. I recommend that you check it out. Give it a Google search and you'll find it. It's really a really interesting story. But going back to the ads for a second, the ads are incredible. It's really nailed down the formula. And in my training, I will probably be showing and analyzing the ads Gleeman is running. Now, what's really interesting about this product page is that the title of the product is way up here in gray, small. And this is very interesting and a tactic you may want to use. Just change the product where the product title should be. Just change it to a testimonial, like immediate social proof, right? This mask has my skin clear, soft, and glowing by Ariana E. Okay? Interesting tactic. I had not seen this done before until last year, probably early last year, where you use a testimonial instead of the product title. I think it's working for them. Gleeman is probably doing a few $1 million in sales a year, and it's definitely working for them. And over here, you see a little more heavy text than Summer Fridays, right? You get what it is, the benefits, add to cart, heavy reviews, heavy social proof. Again, here you've got the menu, the list that expands. Do you see a theme here? I highly recommend that whatever you're running, you should use an expandable menu like this. Imagery is not as good as Summer Fridays, but they're not really selling a feeling here. They're actually selling results, right? Ingredients, and then before and after pictures. Now, I don't know how they're getting away with this on Facebook, because Facebook does not like before and after pictures. So clearly they're spending a lot of money on Facebook ads, and they probably have some leeway when it comes to this kind of stuff. I would not recommend, again, here you go, before and after pictures. I would not recommend having these kinds of photos on your landing page when running Facebook ads. But clearly there's some leniency here. That's the privilege of being a big brand spending a lot of money on Facebook ads. And that's okay. That's the game we're playing, and eventually we'll all get there. But I would not recommend these before and after pictures. Again, they're not selling ingredients. They're not selling a feeling. They're selling results. Very results focused here. The website itself is very minimal, minimalist. White background, product focused, but results driven and ingredient focused. What are the ingredients that are going to give you the results we are showing you? Here you go. Go through the ingredients. You can see this is very customized. If you're selling a supplement, if you're selling skincare, anything, where it's like a complex set of ingredients, breaking everything out ingredient by ingredient, showing a picture is very important. You're being very honest. You're being very transparent. I think it's very important to set up something like this, okay? Scrolling down, instructions on how to apply, and then finally top it off with some reviews. So again, they do something very interesting at the top. They're very results driven, and that's what kind of separates this page from Summer Fridays, okay? Which is more about selling a feeling than selling results. The last one I want to focus on is Umzu. And Umzu relies on running a lot of YouTube ads. And like I said, we haven't gotten to the ads part of this training yet. We are heading towards it. And Umzu, just as a preview, does some very interesting things with YouTube ads. they are one of the few e-commerce brands that have scaled heavily with YouTube ads. And I'm really excited to tell you all about it in future trainings. But for now, just to focus on their product page, you can see they're selling a supplement. Again, focus on the product image, title, add to cart, one-time purchase. They also offer a subscribe option. This is a supplement, obviously focused on results, very results driven. You've got a testimonial right here, a little bit about the product, but you're starting off with a section about benefits, right? Here are the results you're going to get. Here are the real ingredients. Again, just like Gleeman, it's all about showcasing the ingredients, showcasing the results and showcasing the ingredients. And it's very clean, very spaced out, moves into how to use. Very similar structure to Gleeman, actually. And that's really, if you're selling a supplement, if you're selling skincare or any kind of product that is, focused on results, and this is the kind of structure you want to follow, right? Oh, and then finally, FAQs, related products for upsell, for cross sells. This is interesting right here. Take the quiz. This is a great way to capture emails. This is a great way to prime the customer to purchase a product, justifying the purchase. They're going to answer questions about their problems, and they will be, you're going to persuade them that your product, the product that you select for them is the right fit for them, the right solution for them. So we haven't got, again, a lot of interesting moving parts here. We will get into quiz funnels in a future training, probably after we discuss ads, but I just want to throw this out here. Having a quiz funnel like this is a great way to capture leads, capture emails, and put them into a welcome sequence that will nurture the leads and then hopefully convert them into buyers if they do not buy after taking this quiz. Finally, we cap it off with reviews, and that's basically it. You can see the common themes among all these pages. You can see the different elements that they use. But bottom line is, I would highly recommend that when you are launching your brand, or if you already are running a brand, to customize your product pages. And what you want to do is keep in mind the buyer's experience, the shopper's experience. They're not able to touch your product. They're not able to experience your product. So when you design your product page, you have to think about how to best convey through a digital experience the feeling of your product, the results of your product, the features of your product. So that's what it really comes down to: communicating the best part of your products to your customer. You have to create this optimal digital shopping experience. It's really the most important part of a product page, and you want to use different sections. You want to split everything up. If you're writing blocks and blocks of text in the product description section of your Shopify product page, even if you're doing well with it, there's always room to optimize. And I highly encourage all of you to take the lessons from these 5 different pages and apply them to your own business. So with that being said, we're concluding this training, and I'm very much looking forward to talking about ads. And I think the game plan going forward from here is to do a couple of trainings on ads, and then from there we will talk about copywriting in detail. And then from there, we'll move into unique features like quiz funnels and things like that. But that's kind of what I've planned for the next few weeks, next couple months for all of you. And I'm really excited to get really in depth on ads and then kind of build this out for all of you and equip all of you with the training and strategies you need to launch, build, and scale your business. I will see you guys in the next training very soon.